Hey, what's good, Facebook family? It's your boy, Trevone Perry. And tonight, I have a very, very, very special guest with me in the building. One of my good brothers, man. We here to talk about life, man. For another installment of Strength Talk, we welcome none other than the man, the myth, the legend himself, Randy Weston from Judah Band. Come on, give it up, y'all. Come on, come on. I need a whoa, 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 whoa. There
The
we
man,
go.
the myth, the legend. You got myth. I don't know about the rest of the stuff.
Oh God, the legend himself is with us tonight. What's going on with you, brother?
What up with it, brother? Chilling, man.
Man, yo, I'm glad we finally able to sit down and make this happen. You always busy and on the go. I'm always busy on the go. We've been talking a minute about doing this, and we just kept saying, "Yo, bro, yeah, hit me." We was doing that Hollywood stuff for a minute. Yeah, just hit me, hit my line. I got you, bro.
Wasn't
Hit
no
my
Hollywood. We knew we was gonna do it.
yo, because I was like, yo, we were supposed to do this like I don't know 5 months ago. I don't even know now, man.
I'm
Anyway,
busy.
huh?
You was busy. You working on new stuff. You just
No,
got busy. That's
you
all.
be busy. I be trying to be busy, man. I'm trying to get on your level. That's all. You the busy one, man. I'm trying to catch up with you.
Uh,
Oh man. Tell us, man, how has everything? How's life, bro? How's the family? How's everything going, man? Let's start there.
yeah, man. Life is just be life, and that's what they say. But it's like, you know, you just navigating waters. Sometimes they're still, sometimes they cool, sometimes they're going, so I'm just trying to navigate life with grace, at this point, man. Just like I'm happy, I'm satisfied with Jesus. That's what they say. I'm, you know, I don't know. You get to a point in a place in your life, especially if you're walking with Christ, you get to a point in a place in your life where you just nothing surprises you. And when
Right,
things
that part.
come, you have mature space where you just trust in God. James Fortune said, I'm just out here trusting God. He got a new song. And that's just what it is. You get to a space where turbulence is gonna come. Trials and tribulation are gonna come. Doesn't make it feel good, but at what point do we stop acting surprised when life's? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I'm not surprised when life's life. I'm just like, oh, here we go with another ride. Let's go. I'm just out here trusting God. You got to do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm doing. I think I'm doing the best I can with what I have. I'm human a lot of days, like most days, like every day. But that's where we are.
Yeah, that's a
Right.
whole fact. That's a whole fact and a half. We human every day. You know what
Every
I'm saying?
every day.
Every day. And I think that's what's but we also have a charge to keep, right? With being in the light that we're in. That you almost can't be human when you want to be or when you need to be. But I say the heck with that, be human. Because holding that all in and bottling that all in don't help you know how anyway. You know what I'm saying? But um do it in a way that don't make you look crazy or bad. That's what I'm saying. We don't want to Kanye West ourselves. Um, but
Or make God look bad.
but I do be understanding a lot of what that man be talking about. Yeah, I don't think he all the way crazy. That's a very brilliant man.
Nah, he ain't crazy. He might be
Yeah,
playing crazy.
yeah, yeah. I must put that out there. But it is important that we remember that we are a brand. You are a brand. Judah Band is a brand. Randy Weston is a brand. You know what I'm saying? When we look to you, we're looking to you for the brand. But you know what another I say that, but you know what else is crazy to me? Sometimes we don't start paying people attention until something messy happened. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. Where was y'all at when I was winning? Where
Yeah.
was y'all at when I was winning? How about that?
Right. That part, you know what I'm saying? That we show love at all occasions, you know what I'm saying? But other than
Mhm.
that, man, you got a lot of newness you are working on. We were speaking backstage before we came live, man. Uh before we get into that, man, although I know some of your history, you may have some people that are watching that don't know any of the history. They just know you today. boom, this man got here. I'm like, how did this dude, how, thinking you're an overnight success, but I heard a smart man tell me one time, it takes 20 years to make an overnight success. Tell us about your journey, where it came from, how it all started. And I ain't just show up here, dog. I put some work in.
Man, woo, this journey has been it's been a life's journey. You know what I'm saying? It's really been a life's journey. I mean, I've done music and ministry, I mean, as long as I can remember, you know, more specifically to Randy Weston and Judah Band, it's been a this has been 15 years of service.
See?
That's all I can call it, really, is just 15
Wow.
years of service because
Wow.
it's been servitude. I mean, it's been servitude. I'll tell it like this, and I've never been one to cat or make it seem like something it's not. It's been
Mhm.
more no's than yeses. It's one yes for every 10 no. Um, but my testimony is that there were others who are more talented than I am, maybe more gifted, more qualified than I am, that gave up. You know what I'm saying? It's your will to endure
That part.
is underestimated. Let me tell you something. If you the least talented in the room, but you have the endurance, you can uh out endure the most talented, bruh, you win. Think about that.
Time, bro. Every time. That's crazy that you touched on that. I want you to finish, but I gotta interject just to put a pin in it for a second. Just having this conversation last night, me and a couple of my homies, and we was talking about what makes someone a legend. And if you look up legend, there's our grandparents are legends to us. Our mom and dad can be a legend to us because someone who
Right.
leaves a lasting impact and a legacy. You know what I'm saying? So legends are many different things, but what the world deem as legends are people who has been doing music for a long time, got a lot of, Grammys, accolades, things of that nature, stuff like that. That's what the world deem as people are legends, but there are many different type of legends.
Yeah.
And someone was trying to say that someone wasn't a legend because they don't do this and do that and do that and do this.
Slap a
I'm
name on it.
like,
I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
somebody
Uh,
was trying to say that they didn't feel a certain artist was a legend because he don't sing he's not known to really write his own music like that or per se. It's many
mm.
of them. There's a lot of those.
Okay,
But how
I know where we are. I think I know who we.
you get what I'm saying? I know you know right off the rip. But he is a legend. I don't care what you say. You can't take nothing from him. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I said whether you want to say say whatever you want to say. At the end of the day, whoever brought him those songs, he still had to say, okay, this is a hit. This is not a hit. He still had to know which song he was, because we know the other side of the business. He still
Yeah.
had to know which song we
Still
was
had
going.
to be marketable.
Yeah, what song we gonna put the money into? What song we gonna push? But he had to know all of that. So if
Maybe.
you don't say he's a legend, you at least say he's a legend for that. Okay, give him some credit. No, give him some credit because he was smart enough to know what was a hit, what versus what wasn't a hit. Because out of
Maybe. We don't know who's making the decisions.
that's another thing I don't know, but this is a long track record.
Yeah.
So whoever's making they doing something right.
They're a legend off the sheer fact that they have a long track record
My point
of
exactly.
impact and success. You still got to say legend because somebody's still dumping money and still believing and still buying. They don't care if they wrote the songs or not, obviously.
They on tour right now. Take a guess. But either way, my
I,
whole huh?
I said, ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. So you already know where I'm going. So the point is they are a legend. The longevity, the wherewithal, whatever, knowing the placements, knowing what to do. So to me, that marks a legend because they have made an impact. So whether you think they're talented or not, and I said, you know what? Every artist ain't a singer. And every
Right.
singer ain't an artist. How many singers we know they could just flat foot sing? Every city got them, that doesn't make them an artist, you know? And I've tried to have this conversation because it's like I ain't trying to hate on nobody though. I want everybody to be great. Go be great. You want to be an artist, you want to be whatever, go do you. Go do you. Just know, just because you sing, that don't make you an artist, brother. You got to know some business aspects of the game. You got to know you got to have some wherewithal. You got to have some know-how. You got to have some stick-to-itiveness. Because we also
Yeah.
know some of these singers, they want that microwave success. They don't want to go through what you and I have had to endure. I'm going
Right.
on 18 years of ministry this year. The end of July this year will be 18. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So you get what I'm saying?
You're an
And
OG. I'm a new. I'm a baby. You're an
man,
OG.
please. And you've been doing this 15 years, going on 16 years, and you know what I'm saying? And we just started making some things happen probably in our eighth, ninth, 10th year. That was not happening in our third, second year.
Right.
Greatness takes a long time. You know what I'm saying? And in order to be great, we're gonna take even longer. And that's that. Let's speak to where we have those rushers and those people that don't want to wait. They want it now, and they think they know what success is and what it takes to obtain it till you get into the field. Go ahead, bro. Speak
Yeah.
on it. I'm gonna turn
I,
you.
I think I think in regards to like what you're saying, that's been something that I've been trying to kind of. Everybody wants to be an artist for some reason, which I don't understand that concept. Um,
It
that's
looks
like
good.
every that's like everybody wanted to be an evangelist and nobody wanted to be a pastor. See, some people are built and suited to work at the local assembly where you're constantly feeding the same people. That's a ministry in itself. It may not seem as glamorous, but when it comes to the gospel of Jesus Christ, there is no glamour realistically because we're bearing a message. I don't even call it gospel music a genre. I think we have 75 genres within gospel music, but gospel music is it's a covenant and a commitment to the message of Christ. You can't really, the fact that we make any kind of money off of a message that is not our own is insane.
Really insane.
I just want to be real. Like, realistically, bruh, the gospel of Jesus Christ, bruh, we've had our own experiences, but all we are supposed to be, we're supposed to be doing everything we can to get the message to the world, hedge of the highway. There honestly is enough music in the world already that we don't really need any more music.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
And I'm saying that, and that almost sounds like
It's a
artist
fact.
suicide
It's a fact.
because
It's a fact, bro. It's a
I'm getting
fact.
ready to come out with new music.
It's a fact. So am I, but
But
it's a fact. We done had
this music is
80,000 songs
created.
released just last week alone, you know? Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah, right. So I'm creating something that essentially, if I put a year's worth of work into it and $75,000 in it, that's what it cost me to save one person's life or
Right,
so.
right, right.
Realistically, it's the message. And that's why, like some of our counterparts, um, I've heard executives tell me, man, you're so marketable, but you always kind of like laid back. You're not really self-promoting. You're not really pushing yourself. And there's something in me that won't let me be like that.
I got you.
And some days I'm mad about it because I'm like, I feel like I have the talent. I think I have the heart and the integrity to do it. I should be, I could probably be further along if I was a little more arrogant, maybe. I don't know. I just don't have it in me because this is a borrowed message.
That's true. That's true. You got the right mindset, young man.
Thank you, Bishop. Thank you. But that's what so it takes the right posture. You know what I'm saying? To last in this, you have to have the right posture. The reason why people fall off like flies is because you get in saying, Lord, I just want to be used. Then your buddies on billboards and all these different things that you don't control too much of, you start changing you're changing your why. And when your why is not being reached, even though you have zero control or little control to reaching your new goals and expectations,
Mm-hmm.
You fall off because you fall in disappointment. I don't get disappointed no more by too
Right.
much. Especially I get disappointed when I say, well, you know what, Randy, you're disappointed, but you didn't do the work that it requires to do what you to get where you want. I tell my son that all the time. I said, don't be upset when you don't get results from work you didn't do.
Wow. Say that again.
So
One more time for the
don't be
people in the
upset.
back.
Don't be upset when you don't produce results from work you didn't do. You didn't do the work, but you mad because you didn't get the result. Well, buddy, you didn't do the work. That's why. And so I get disappointed by that, but I do not get disappointed anymore by things that I cannot control because then I start losing my why.
Mm,
So
mm. And,
that's something I
and
have to constantly think about is my why, like every day. Because I wanted to quit Sunday. I did 3 services in Detroit and I wanted to quit after every single service. And God used this. You know what I'm saying? It was powerful. But I
yeah,
kept saying, Lord, why am I still doing this?
yeah. It, it could get to you. And another thing I tell people all the time, comparison is also the thief of joy. When we look at what our counterparts are doing, and it seems like someone may be prospering more than you are. What's prospering? You know what I'm saying? And who's to say they are prospering? You know what I'm saying? Because perception is something. You know,
What's the rubric?
it-
What's the rubric? Yeah.
correct. Because you may perceive them as prospering or getting ahead of you, but time will tell. To be honest, at the end of the day, this is why you can't be so hasty, so quick to just jump off your rocker because you think someone is getting something that you feel you should be entitled to. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You get what you work for. And that's in life, that's in the industry, that's at work, and whatever field you in. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get what you work for, and you're going to get what you have knowledge also to obtain because working without aimlessly is also a problem in which we
Yeah.
know many people do in every genre, in every industry, without getting knowledge and wisdom on what it takes to be successful in said industry or field. You're going to be bouncing around aimlessly because you don't know where to go. And then we think we don't have to ask questions and we don't want nobody to know that we don't know the answers.
Right.
But that's okay because at some point, none of us knew the doggone answers. We got into this because of what you just said. And what I always love to say, our why. Why did we start? Why did we do this to begin with? I just wanted to make great music with some friends. I didn't even intend on having a clothing line, having a radio station, having a billboards on them at first. You know what I'm saying? That came after the fact. Like I was like, oh, okay, this could be something. Okay, let's go all the way there because that's just how I am. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do something. You know, but
Right.
initially that wasn't the goal to become well known or to become famous off of it. It was like this is what I do. God has gifted me to do something. This is what I do. This is who I am. It's not who I'm trying to be. It's who I am.
Right.
Doing music is who Randy is. It's not who Randy's trying to be. Randy writes music. This is what he does. This is what God birthed him to be. He's not. If he wasn't, if you wasn't birthed to do this, we would all know because the proof would be in the pudding. Nobody would know your name, but we know your name because you do what you do and you're graced to do what you do. So, with that being said, what's the difference having a strong passion to do something and being called to do something? Is there a difference to you? I know I just messed somebody's head up with that because you may be passionate, but there's a difference.
Yeah. I think passion and talent can take you far.
Okay.
I think it can take you far. Just to be honest with you, there's some people who will out hustle me and you who will probably that boy, they got that hustle hand. You like,
I
whoa,
know a
you
few.
showing up,
I know a few.
and you can't knock the hustle.
Can't.
You can't knock the hustle. Again, I think it's a thing where You can be busy doing nothing.
Ooh.
You know,
You're doing a whole lot of movement, but ain't going nowhere, like running in place.
treadmill, treadmill,
Because
treadmill passion.
Denzel said it best, just because don't mistake movement for progress.
Yeah, yeah. Because the truth of the matter is, God forbid, and the people, God forbid, you go do 20 concerts and nobody's blessed, but you did 20 concerts.
What did you do it
Do
for?
a
Who
whole
did you do it
tour.
for?
Hey, do a whole tour, and you can't account but for 10 people whose lives were impacted or changed. Oh, a 50 city tour.
Nobody said they were blessed by you. Nobody was blessed.
Nobody was blessed.
Because
Nobody was
at
changed.
least if it was one, you did something. It's one.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know what I'm saying? Passion, and I believe Bible says, delight yourself in the Lord, he'll give you the desires of your heart. I believe there are people who were not created um or who just have the passion and the desire to do. And because of the posture of their heart, I believe God breathes on people.
Mm.
Even that he didn't necessarily he didn't say, "Oh, this is what you do," or you want to do it, like you have a desire to do it. You know what I'm saying? And he breathes on those people. Anybody who got any good sense don't really grow up wanting to do what I do.
No.
I didn't grow up wanting to do what I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I easily every day I contemplate quitting every day. And it's not because God, I'm ungrateful or God hasn't been good to me or because I haven't reached this level of success or anything. It's just because the weight, and I talked to my people about this on Sunday. They said, why do every time we go out, we did our own, we went on tour last year. We ended up doing, probably 25 cities worth of tours or whatever. They're like, why every time we go out, you're talking about quitting every single show, every time? And the reason is because I, as musical as I am, as I play, creative as I think that I could be, man, the weight of the message and the responsibility to God's people,
Wow.
bruh, if you don't want to quit and you just like to be up in front of people, you are literally just performing only.
Yeah, you there
Every
about
time I stand up,
you about a show.
whether I'm in front of 10 or 10,000 people, I promise you, I've got one thing on my mind. How am I going to be used to change the trajectory of somebody's destiny and their
That part.
future today? I've got 30 minutes to change your life.
Mm, mm.
And maybe I'm approaching it wrong, but that's the weight that I feel like I'm bearing. Like when Jesus was, all throughout the gospels, Jesus, every message that he preached, bro, do you really understand? Every message that is accounted for was literally writing what we would 2,000 years ago base everything that we are about. Every message, every red line that you see in there, every single time he said, he gave a parable, like the weight of that moment is the same weight of the moment that I feel when I stand in front of people. And
Mm.
so it gives me anxiety. Makes me a nervous wreck. It makes me want to vomit because somebody's life and the trajectory of their life is hidden in what happens right now in this moment. This is not, how do you just get up to just perform? Pop music, I get it. R&B, I get it. Every other genre, I get you just performing. But when it comes to the gospel of Jesus Christ, this is literally somebody's salvation that is hanging in the balance based off of you. That's why I want to quit all the time. Because the weight of that responsibility, and some days I said, Lord, I wish I could just go out here and show off. I just show off and not think, but I can't. I'm not built to not care about the weight of my words.
Mm. Mm.
The gospel,
Mm.
taking the disciples' place in the earth. I'm
Right.
taking the place of Christ in the earth. That's a big deal.
Huge, huge deal. Huge, huge, huge deal. Oh man, everything my brother has just spake out of his mouth is just is real. And what he said is a real thing. Just being somewhere over this past weekend, where most people will probably be giddy and ready to, it's like, oh my God, like I'm even like sometimes I avoid doing certain things purposely. I could do a lot more than what I'm doing because it's not about that for me. As well, when you have a real charge to keep, it is different for us. You know what I'm saying? I've been past that stage of I mean, don't get it twisted. I'm always excited to get a call. I'm happy. I'm glad that people do call and ask. But at the end of the day, I don't want to go every time. You know what I'm saying? It's a real weight sometimes because for a lot of different reasons, and some of what he was just speaking about, it's a real charge to keep. But overall, because we have a charge to keep, that's why we do got to do what we got to do. Because it's not about us at the end of the day. Um, Somebody asked me, man, you ever thought about quitting? I said, yeah, a lot. I was like, yeah, yes. But I know I can't.
If
You know
you
what I'm
don't feel like
saying?
quitting, so I don't know what you're doing. Tell me.
You know- Huh?
People who don't ever feel like quitting,
Yeah.
tell me what you're doing
Yeah.
that makes
Well,
you feel exempt
yeah. Well,
or like
put us
never
on.
giving up.
Yeah, put us on because maybe we need some of that juju y'all got. Because because it could get tiresome. You could get discouraged. There's a lot of different things, and that's the thing I've learned to not let move me because the enemy, the greatest tool the enemy will ever use against you is the tool of discouragement. He discourages us all, things not happening the way you think it should happen, or you've been working hard, or you've been doing whatever you've been doing, and he'll use those things against you and then also remember what I said earlier is about we always think we gotta because the limelight we're in and the career paths that we're in and the ministries that we're in because in that also I use those other words because everybody ain't doing ministry, but at the end of the day, the field that we're in says you have to do this, you have to do this. If you're not doing this, then you're not considered amongst this crew. You're not considered amongst that crew. And if you're going to make it or go to the levels that we know we can go in this field, oh, it's like, okay, well, we have to be in this field. But I learned a long time ago, uh, you don't need what you think you need in order to be successful. You don't need who you think you need in order to be successful. All you need is God. And I mean that wholeheartedly, seriously, because what God has done for me, Lord knows no man has done. And I've seen some amazing things. Some I can share, some I can't share. Some things I will be able to share later on. But and I'm sure Randy could say the same. The doors that have opened for us, man didn't do that. God did that, doing it our way, doing it the right way, per se, and didn't have to go Pete Diddy nobody to do it. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the so at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Are you gonna keep your integrity? Which because some people gonna do anything. I mean, literally anything to make it. Anything. It is what it is. Am I lying, Randy? I mean, maybe I don't know. You never heard this before? Because I know I did. I mean, maybe you never heard this before. But some people are willing to do anything. Um, I,
And I mean anything.
anything. Show me somebody, and this is not no smack on anybody that's at the top or who you may deem as being at the top. But if you show me somebody at the top, I'll show you somebody that stepped on somebody to get there.
Hmm.
It's just it happens. It is what it is. Somebody gotta move. And that's the mentality because that's not how it should be. That's not how it has to be because there's enough um career out here for everybody. There's enough money out here for everybody. There's enough success out here for us all. but
There's enough souls out here. If you're in
there's enough.
gospel,
And if you're in gospel, there's enough souls
what?
out here for us all. Amen. Thank you for that. There's enough souls out here for us all. There's enough save. There's somebody that's going to be attracted to my ministry that will never listen to so and so or so and so. There's somebody out here that's going to be attracted to Randy ministry that's never going to listen to Ricky Dillard or Marvin Sapp, but they'll like the tune that Randy got going, and that's how they'll be introduced to the Savior. You know what I'm saying? So, however you get in them, keep doing it. But
Yeah.
once again, don't think you have to fall in a certain kind of criteria or class in order to do it. And that's often where the discouragement comes, and that's often where we fall by the wayside. So many of us have fallen by the wayside and want to quit because, wow,
You know where else discouragement comes from?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Operating in a wheelhouse you had no business being in the first place.
On that note, doing something you wasn't graced to do get you in trouble every time.
You disappointed, but nobody told you to, not God, not even your friends, not the local high school talent show, told you that we wanted you in this space.
Not one person.
And now you're disappointed. Only your grandmother told you that.
Well, at least you got one, I guess. Got one
Hey,
person.
do we? Because she was already suffering from dementia when she told
Yo,
you that.
I'm not doing this already.
I'm
But
just
yo,
playing.
would
No,
you just
seriously.
say, bro, I know you hear the same thing I hear. I know you hear it. I'm famous words.
Lord, y'all not about to force me down a road that I ain't had no business being on, and then I fail, and then y'all laugh at me. Y'all the same people that told me to go down here.
Bro, what about when you link a new artist, right? And you talk and y'all chopping it up and they think this is the line that they gotta say, because everybody's saying it. Yo, I'm working on my album. I'm getting this album. I'm spending X amount of dollars for an album.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you don't have a successful single yet that is penetrating the earth. Why do we need an album? And then if you're working on an album, who's waiting on this album? Who? The people at your church?
Let's go back, because you said you about to come with an album. You don't have a successful single. Nobody's calling you in your city to sing. And listen, this is not
This is
a,
real
this,
talk. This is real talk. Go ahead,
this is
bro.
not a shot. This is not a shot at anybody.
Not. It's really
This is
not.
not a shot. I promise you, I'm not hating on people. I'm saying, even if you are supposed to do an album, even if you are supposed to release a single, it only makes sense for you this is talk business. Why is there a supply with no demand? I taught econ. I taught econ to 11th and 12th graders.
Mhm.
It is absolutely ridiculous to come out with a product that there is no demand for. The shower buddy.
Mhm. Mhm.
Horrible bosses, too. They came out with the shower buddy. They said, give us 100,000 units of something that nobody wants. You're disappointed because nobody asked you to do that. You skipped a couple of steps.
Yeah. Yeah. Key.
Let
Key
your
word.
city rock with you a little bit. Let your
Well,
church rock with you.
somebody.
Anybody, everybody, scream.
Somebody, because we all know the toughest thing to do sometimes is to even get your city to rock with you. They actually accept you once you make it, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, he belonged to us, he belonged to us, she belonged to us." We know how that goes. But oh yeah, that's my homie, man. I've been loving y'all. I'm like, I started. You wasn't inviting me to your programs. But
And
anyway, long story
I love
short.
Randy Annapolis. I love Randy Annapolis. That's why I'm still here. I ain't here because I gotta be in Indianapolis. I'm here because I want to. And I've made up in my mind, Lord, if you want me to move, I'll move. But other than that, no, the same people that sold in me I'm gonna be with them, and the same people that buried me, I'm staying right here. I'm staying right here.
Mm.
So,
Hmm.
remember when you buried me alive? Surprise.
That part. That part. At the end of the day, we're not we me and Randy crazy at the same time. We can laugh and do this all day, but we're not trying to clown on anybody that may be doing these things because a lot of people are doing this. I know because I get these calls, and another thing I also do on the side is I help work records for artists. So I do this. So one of the first things I tell them is no, 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 no. Hold up. If you haven't spent the 20 grand yet, if you haven't spent the 30 grand yet, you're gonna need that. Don't put that in no album right now. I'm telling you right now, because you're not going to see a return. That's usually how that works. If I was a label, and now we wonder why people be so disgruntled with the labels. Typically, that's how it goes. Let me just explain something business to y'all who's tuned in. They have to see a return off their investment. If they invest X amount of dollars into you and they invest this much and you bring them this much, and you talking about you didn't get nothing back, you just recorded an album, now you got to record another album, now and you ain't seeing no residual, you ain't seeing no money. Sometimes labels are duking you. That can be the case. But in a lot of cases, they didn't make back their investment on you, dog.
They're
So they
not
don't got
duking you
nothing
off
to
that
give to
$5,000.
you. They ain't
They're
got
not about
nothing.
to duke you. They're not about to duke you off your 100 streams. They're not about, no.
Yeah, they didn't make anything. So that's the whole because it takes a lot to break an artist that nobody knows. Even
Right.
if you're good, keyword, even if you're good, even if you're excellent.
It's hard to break in this market. It's hard to break artists who've been out for 25 years.
That
Every
part,
artist, even the ones that we love and we idolize, they're working like they've never been here before either because it's the new world. See, back in the day, you had 20 artists and we were force fed to only love them because that's who was getting played on the radio. Well,
correct.
now, well, now you got to fight these kids that are viral sensations
Yep,
who have
social
100,
media.
have a million followers, who ain't never came up with an album, who 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 just went viral online,
And they may
and
not ever
and
have to come out with an album if they got that kind of support.
and you've been working 30 years, you got 25 sellers and all that kind of stuff, but they gonna outsell you all day long. It's a totally different world. It's different.
But Randy, what you just said, I got to touch on that. That's the next thing. Some of your favorite artists ain't selling.
Ask me how I know.
It's public knowledge, number one. It's public knowledge,
Ask me
number
how,
one. And
bro.
number
I,
two, we see it. Like you can pull these records up. How much did Sweetie sell this week? How much did this one sell that week?
the
If
glitter versus
we
the gold.
I'm comparing apples to oranges because I'm talking about people that are making hundreds of thousands to some who are only making hundreds. But I'm gonna be honest with you. There's some people who have millions of followers on IG that can't sell 100,000 records. Or now they're not calling them that, but you know what I mean. Can't even generate that streaming wise. They can't generate that sell wise on their first week that they come out. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, how you got a million followers, but you can't? Hmm, something don't add. It's the same way in the gospel realm. It's the same way. And so if it's happening to them, you better know it's happening to us.
Bro,
And
bro.
and I was like, I'm not putting nobody on wax. Just go look it up. Go look it up. Go look up your favorite artist. See what they sell the first week they come out, and you like this is the cream of the crop. This is who we deem the cream of the crop.
Bro. We had a number one in gospel music with 700 album sales
It can happen. Happen to
in a
me. It
week.
can
Literally
happen.
did.
It can happen.
Literally in a week. Man, we came up with a record and I might have been the Gone Fishing record. I think we
And that's my joint right there.
might have sold like 1,100 copies in the first couple of weeks, and we were number 3, which is very, very low.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna lie. 1,100 copies is not a lot. I mean, it's cool in gospel music or whatever, but
It is. It's cool. It's
to be
considering,
number one, with 1,300 copies is wild.
bro, there's number ones, and we had a number one record, and we was in a similar situation. I mean, thank God, you know, I'm sure you did too. Seen some, seen some nice residuals, at least I got a nice little kickback from the stations that were playing me, especially when we got on Sirius, so thank God
I
for
ain't had
that.
a number one in radio yet.
Oh, you didn't?
I've
Oh,
never
it's
had a number one in radio.
coming. It's
Not yet.
coming. I speak it. I speak it. I speak it. Lift your hands and receive it. It's coming. I'm right down the aisle. I throw it to you. It's coming. And so trust me, it starts making some sense, on that level. It does. Because at least you'll see it in residual. Uh, but it happens. And this is also where it'll humble you real quick. And then it teaches you, okay, I'm the type of person I'm gonna get even more on my grind. That's it. That means more eyes need to be on me. More whatever I got to do. I got this. What I got to do. I got to work. Whatever. Because it's a saturated field that we're in. But if you
Oversaturated.
overly saturated, but when you're called to do something and you're positioned by God to be there, it's going to work. You know what I'm saying? You're going to see results. And at the end of the day, if mother coming over to you, brother coming over to you, sister coming over to you, not your literal mother and sister and brother,
Right.
talking about somebody coming to you, talking about, yo, that song, you helped the testimonies I got when Strong Victory came out, the testimonies I got from that, them people don't even know what they did for me. They gave me like a whole nother, gave me a whole added years on to me, because I was
Mhm.
like, wow, here I am wondering if anybody's hearing. And somebody's telling me, several people, oh, when I heard that, man, I was battling cancer. And I used to put on your song every day. You know what I mean? And stuff,
Yeah.
when you hear those kind of testimonies, which I'm sure Randy has those type of testimonies as well, that's where you like, this is why I do it. This is why God has called me to do it. Because
Yeah.
there's a song in me that somebody needs to hear that's going to deliver them out of whatever hell they're dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. That's where I want to be right there. It ain't about whether if I sell 10 million records, if I sell 1 million, because it's gonna happen one day. Me and Randy gonna be coming back on here like, remember we said we ain't sell a million yet, bro? We did it. We did it together. We did it together. It's gonna happen one day. But until it happens, as long as souls are being blessed and lives are being transformed through our music that God has given us to begin with, we're using it to bless His people, and they're being encouraged. That means all the world to me. Now, that doesn't mean that because some people say, I'm just doing it. I gotta speak to that part too, bro. I'm just doing this for the Lord. Just want to bless the Lord. So then why does it matter to you where you at on the chart? Why does it matter to you? You know you
Because
want some of those
the
successes.
motives was jacked up off top.
Because it matters if it and listen, if it matters to you, it matters to you. It's okay. But go about handle your business and do what you got to do. You can get it too. I'm here as a witness to tell you it's obtainable. A lot of work, a lot of investment, but it's worth it. Do what you got to do. You can get it. You can make it happen for yourself. I'm telling you. But you cannot skip over process for promise. That's not how that works. Can't skip the
Yeah.
process for the promise.
Yeah.
Talk to him, bro.
There's lessons in the process. You know what I'm saying? That will, if you don't get those lessons in the process, when you get to the promise, you'll ruin it. And I say it all the time. If I give my children candy every day because they want it, but I never teach them how to brush their teeth, what was once sweet to them will end up rotting out their entire mouths. And
That's a
so
good one.
a lot of times, the process is just God teaching us how to brush. Of course, He's going to give us the sweet. That's who He
Mhm.
is. That's what He desires for us. But I'm not going to give you something that's sweet that'll kill you.
That
What
part.
kind of food did that make Him?
That part.
We talked about He knows how much we can bear. That's not all. That's not just trials and tribulations. That's triumphs and victories.
That part, Brody.
some of us don't have the integrity or the backbone to bear triumph or victory. You only pray because you're defeated.
That
You're
part.
only humble. You're only humble because you're in tribulation. And God knows that. When they talk about God knows your heart, it's not just applicable when you sinned and you want him to, oh God, no, he knows your heart. He knows the crevices that says, you know what? I want to bless her the way she's been begging for me to bless her. But the only thing I know is if I bless her like this, one, she's not going to turn around and give me the glory. Two, this is going to take her a place that she doesn't have the integrity, the backbone, and the spirituality to stay there. It'll kill you. Ask people who have come before us, who have seen success, and you're like, why would you possibly want to be on drugs? You have done all these things, traveled the breadth of the world, like you've done everything, and you are depressed and want to die
Yeah, yeah, that part.
because something and somebody has gotten you to a place where you didn't have God there, got you to a place and that you thought you wanted to be, but you really didn't have the bones or the back to even hold up that. So it killed you. It
That part.
looked sweet to had sweet moments to you, but rotted out your whole mouth.
That part.
It
Woo.
you think about people who have committed suicide, and you're like, why? You have everything.
Or so you thought. Perception.
Or so you thought.
Perception. That's it. All
So,
boils down to
you know,
perception. And I'm gonna put a twist on that, bro. A lot of people aren't happy with. Remember, it goes back to what I tell you. You show me somebody on top, I'll show you somebody that stepped on somebody to get there. A lot of them people who are on top, some of them are not happy with themselves, with what they did to get there. Some of them
also,
are not happy that they sacrificed somebody. Some of them are not happy that they sacrificed some friendships, some relationships, some marriages, some this and that.
yeah.
Because success without somebody in your corner that loves you and supports you is really nothing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Some people say, I don't care. Because let me tell you, it's lonely at the top. I know y'all heard that before. It's true. Because getting to the top requires an insane amount of selfishness, not selflessness. You have to be selfish to be great. You really do. Ask the
Really do.
greatest athlete in the world. Ask the greatest trainer in the world. They tell you they selfish. It's about them. When it's training time, when it's game day, these NFL
Nothing's
players,
more
these
important.
basketball players will tell you it's game day. I don't got time for y'all right now. I'm out. You gotta, it's selfish being great. You know what I'm saying? So when you do all of that and get all of that, and now you're old and you're like, but I did it for y'all. And like, we didn't ask you for that. We needed your love. We needed your compassion. We needed your time.
Presence, yeah.
We needed your presence. And all you
Mhm.
cared about was music. All you cared about was basketball. All you cared about was, because, like I said, it takes an insane amount of level of selfishness if you're going to do anything.
And be great.
And, I mean, right, you could do it, but if you want to be good, you
Having that conversation with my son last night.
want to be amazing at it. Yeah, yeah, it's real, bro. It's real talk. And
Yeah,
I got a 21-year-old. How old's your son again?
well, I've got two kids that are in the 20 and 21. That I got a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old
Man, you ain't
daughter.
nothing but 25. How you got a 21-year-old? Randy,
My
you
face
got
thought, my face
Randy
thought that,
lying
but
over here on this thing. Randy, put your ID up to the camera.
it ain't no secret. I'm 40. I'm 40 years old.
Oh my God. You 40?
Yeah.
I'm 38. Yeah. Oh wow. I'm about to be
And
39.
who look younger, y'all, him or me?
You
I'm
I,
just
but it's okay. I look like just 1 year older than you. You look 21, I look 23.
okay.
I'm like 2 years older than you. I'm 23. People still be like, yo, you look like you like 30. I'm like, yeah, I know it's the beard. I cut this beard. See, if I cut the beard off, I'm gonna look just like Randy. I look like I'm 19 again. But but yeah,
Yeah.
so
I was telling
like
my
you
son
said,
last night,
yeah.
he's a quarterback. He's an athlete. well sought after, a state runner up, and all that kind of stuff. And I looked at him. I thought he was going to take his dinner and go to his room. I said, "Let's sit down and talk for a second." I looked at him. I said, "You're not great."
Mm.
I said, "You're good, but you're not great." I said, "You don't have what it takes to be great."
Mm.
I said, "The conversation that we're having about NFL, and your next level playing football in Division I college and things like that, that's cool, but you're actually not great." And I
Wow.
started to talk to him about the different attributes of why he's not great. I said, because great people do what nobody else is doing at times where nobody else is doing it. I said, you get up and work out with every other pedestrian athlete.
Yeah.
Now you do have speed and you do have arm strength as a quarterback, and you run faster than a lot of people without a lot of effort. I said, but great people are not content with just their gifts and talents that were given to them. I said the greatest of them all literally outwork everybody else and really don't have to. Realistically, Kobe Bryant, I'm gonna say that because you got on my team's hat today. But
My team too. But this was became my team once LeBron James got there. That's my favorite player. But go
well,
ahead.
you're honest about that. See, I've been a fan since '92, ups and downs,
Yeah,
left and right.
yeah, well, you go ahead with that. I was a fan of the
You
Cavs.
on the East Coast repping, but at any rate,
Yeah, go
at any
ahead.
rate, LeBron, Kobe, they don't really need to outwork people. But why do they? They do, though. They did, which is
And still,
insane. It's
and
something
still do.
I was talking. My nephew's a drummer, Lacey. He plays all over the place. He's playing for everybody. And one thing that impresses me about him is there are guys who don't play nearly as good as him who practice half as much as he does. I'm thinking to my mind, this dude don't even, he can stop practicing right now. And a lot of people
Right.
got to catch up with him as
That
far as
part.
skill set. But he's still practicing because he's
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
Because he's great. And that's what people don't really want. People want great results, but don't want great work. And it just doesn't, it doesn't happen. It can happen.
yeah, yeah.
And success is a liar. Success to tell you that John Sally is one of the greatest players to ever play in the NBA.
We know that ain't the case. He was a good player.
Robert Ory would say he's one of the top 5 players in the NBA. That's what success would say because of how many rings he got. Sell?
He just was in the right situation. Sometimes, oh, that's a word.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. Success will lie to you.
Yeah,
Success
yeah.
will lie to you.
It will. It will. But success will lie to you, but it can also leave it also leaves trails. Success leaves trails. If you want to be great, you do have to do what the greats are doing. Players now say, to this day, LeBron James, and this man is 39 years old. I guess that's even more the reason why he got to beat everybody there because he really got to work extra hard. But he's been doing this before he was 39, obviously, or else he wouldn't be playing at this level that he's.
At
We've never
39.
seen this. Can we just say this now for those of you who may not be sport fans who's tuned in? Love you anyway. We have never seen a LeBron James. We have never seen a 39-year-old, and we probably never will again. Probably won't. 39 still outplaying some 18, 19, 20-year-olds in the game.
He spends $1 million a year on body maintenance.
Dedication. He's serious about what he do. He's serious about this thing. And these dudes say when they get to the gym at 6:30 workout, they said LeBron is already in there in full sweat.
In a full sweat. Yeah.
I said, but first of all, I got a problem with them though, Randy, because I was like, why ain't that putting a battery in your back? I said, I'll be playing games with LeBron. I'll be at the if he gonna be there at 3, I'm gonna get there at 2:30. He gonna be like, yo, this kid is serious. That's what I would be doing.
Sure.
So, but because not once have I heard anybody say that. I've always heard them say, yeah, when I get to the gym, LeBron is already there, man. Because everybody don't want it like you think they want it.
Nah, you do the bare minimum.
So what you were saying to your son was motivation to put that battery in the back. Like I do my son, who's 21, who's still figuring things out. Great kid. So talented, drumming. He's right, playing for everybody too, doing his thing. I'm like, son, remember, keep the main thing the main thing. And then he also has beautiful daughters too. By the way, he started early, just like I did. But I'm like, yo, you got a legacy, bro. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do it. He's like, yeah, Dad, I know, I know. I'm so proud of him because he's coming up and he's really learning. But I want him to learn a little quicker. But he's like, but I'm quite sure our parents felt the same about us. And I turned out all right. You turned out all right. But yeah, it's not enough to do the bare minimum. You do the bare minimum, you're gonna fall right where everybody else fall, right in the ordinary pool.
Yeah.
This man Randy is not an ordinary musician. He's not an ordinary. He doesn't have an ordinary group. This dude is doing extraordinary things. I don't talk to ordinary people. I don't talk to extraordinary people. This
Let's
man
go.
is major. I don't want to talk to
You
you.
also listen to a man in a Lakers hat.
Yeah, we
The
playing.
hat validated.
Well, we
I'm
both.
Randy Weston, and I approve this message.
That's right. And I'm wearing it. I'm wearing our team right now. We better win tomorrow. Speaking of side note, anyway, me and Kenny Lewis be texting me while the game is on. Like, bro, are you praying like I am? I said, yo, I sure am because these people about to make me lose it this year. But anyway, oh Lord Jesus, I be having to remember, Trevone, you don't play in the NBA. Relax. Like you just think you ain't on the team. I'll be like, I don't, because I was in that locker room. Lord, we would be winning, okay? Because I'll put a fire under everybody. Even LeBron.
Right. That's
Even
right.
LeBron,
Give
I
me the
don't care
ball.
how old
Give
you
me the
are.
ball.
You ain't sitting no games. You can't sit out. You no. You sit out when we get 10 games above 500. You ain't sitting out no more. Anyway, Lord.
That's right.
Yeah, but greatness takes a long time. And
Takes
greatness
time.
also takes a certain amount of consistency, work, stick to itiveness, all of those good things. Randy, what would you say to those who are trying to do what you do and they don't feel like it's, working out? The regular stuff is happening in the industry
Yeah.
that discourages them and they feel like they're being looked over. What would you say to that guy, that girl, that group?
Two things I say. People at the top feel looked over. That's one thing that I found out. The rich want to get richer. The
JC
popular
speech at the
want
Grammy.
the popular want to be more popular. That's just the truth of it. No matter what level you get to, you're gonna feel looked over, underappreciated, undervalued, underestimated. No matter what level you get to, that's just what it is.
That's a fact,
And
bro.
that's why, and that brings me to my second point is whatever your why was, that's who you are, that's what you are. Now, if your why when you got into it was based off of that, I'm doing music because I want to win a Grammy. Well, you're gonna have a lot of disappointments until you get it, buddy. I
Hope you
got into
hope
music.
you win.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
Hope you win.
hope you win. Because
I really
otherwise
do.
your life was a failure.
Yeah,
If that was the level of your why when you got into it to win a stellar or to win or whatever, then you're gonna have a lot of disappointment.
that's true, bro.
There's gonna be a lot of disappointment. So I would say to make sure check your why. And if your why ain't something that you can keep intact, because a lot of times our whys and why we do what we do are the results of those whys are completely out of control of our own control. We can't even control it.
You cannot.
So I'm not building my ministry, career, or anything or businesses around things that I can't control.
Facts,
I've
bro.
got other investment businesses and things that I do that are investments. So there's obviously in any investment there is a level of faith that is required, but I'm controlling what I can control in my investments. I'm controlling what I'm spending on product. You know what I'm saying? I'm controlling making sure that the food trucks look and run the way that I think it should run. I'm control those things. I can't control people's appetites, but your why has to be consistent with what you can control, and you got to make sure that you are feeding your why.
Mm. Yeah.
Feed and nourish your own why, buddy. You
Mm.
just wanted to sing, right? Okay. Go to the prison ministry. They would love to hear you. Do a
Yeah.
concert for Vacation Bible School. You just
Yeah,
wanted to sing.
you don't have to spend $20,000 on an album. You don't have to do
You just wanted to sing.
that part.
Just, just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah. I, I love everything you just said. It's spot on. It's what we need to hear. It's truth, the unadulterated truth. And we love you for it. One thing I love about Randy is he's very transparent. And that's why I rocks with him because he tells the truth.
I gotta hang myself in the process.
No, no. You don't be hanging yourself. You be being transparent. And there's nothing wrong with it. Because I'm a transparent kind of guy. Just most of the time when I'm doing my transparency, I just typically I do it differently. But
Yeah.
I don't mind being transparent before the world because that's me. I tell it like I see it. It is what it is. Anybody know me, know I'm gonna give it to you straight.
Yeah.
You ain't that good. You ain't as great as you think you are. You got more work to do. You know what I mean? You got more work to do. Get back in the lab. Let's go work on our game. Let's go do this because we gotta build. We trying to build, you know. Um I had somebody tell me not too long ago, somebody I know was telling me they feel like they have built up such a resume to where they can I'm quite sure you've heard this down through the years when they go out, they can demand this and that, or they can charge this or that to do whatever for people backgrounds or whatever. And I'm saying, looked at them like, bro, sis, you can't make demands until you in demand. That's number one. Number two, even when you in demand, you gotta remain humble because at the end of the day, you can be up here. It's hard to get up here. Very, very, very hard. But it's so easy to go down. One wrong attitude, one wrong thing you say to somebody, you don't know who holds the key that can unlock any door for you. Be careful how you treat people. Because the water boy at the radio station today may be the program director tomorrow. And I've heard stories where that has happened.
Yeah.
Even at your
Yeah.
job, the person you mistreated may wind up being your supervisor next week, and you're gonna be like, oh boy, you have a time on your hands because they're not gonna forget.
Time.
They're not gonna forget what you did, and so just be careful with that, and remember that you're always going to be paying your dues. No, you cannot rip and run for everybody, but you do need to be careful how you speak to some people. Um, and that's just the problem. That's why I just do everybody right because you don't know who's going to be what. I got another tip for those kind of mentality thinking folk. It's the person that you least expect that's going to be the one to make it anyway.
Mm.
It's always that way. You know how many great groups and choirs and ministries was in this city alone when I was growing up that I thought was about to because they were big stuff to me. You know what I'm saying? Iconic to me at that
Mm.
level. This was way before I even had a group. You know what I'm saying? They were iconic to me. They were the holy grail. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't even know if I mention you don't even know who they are.
Mm-hmm.
That's how things can happen.
Yeah.
That's how quickly you can be hot and then not. We see it all the time in the secular field. How many times you
Yep.
see an artist is on top, the songs we used to be bumping to, and now today they gotta go perform in a little shack, a little small club on the side where they was doing stadiums in their day. Now they gotta get on the bill with like 17 other R&B artists, to get everybody to come out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm quite sure in their heyday, they was like, "Oh, I need all of my M&Ms to be yellow. Take out all the red and the blue and the green." Be careful, because like I said, it's long time getting here. But once you get here, ain't nowhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? Stay level-headed. Always remain humble. Remember your why, as we've been saying to you guys all day. because just as quick as you got it, as quick as you could lose it, if you don't have the right kind of character to withstand where God is taking you next. That's why, and that's another reason why some can't go any further than where they are, because God already knows your heart.
Right.
You know what you're gonna do. You're like, listen, you're almost giving people your behind the kiss now. What you gonna do? I blow you up and give you like 5 Grammys, and then man, you been done told me forget me. God
God
knows.
who?
Some of y'all to be like, God, I don't even need you no more. I'm out of here. He already know what you gonna do. They're like, you've been
Yeah.
done denounced me 3 times.
Yeah.
Like Jesus told Peter, you've been done said I worship something else after you done made it. Because after you get what you need, you know, nothing displays a person's true character more than how they treat people that they feel they have no need for.
Hmm. Yeah.
I don't have no need for you, brother. I'm not nice to you. If my heart is not really in a nice place,
Yeah.
I don't have no need for you. I don't think you could bring nothing to me. But that's the thing. You don't know who could bring something to you. Be careful. Be humble. You know, and
Nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
little simple sayings like that. We heard it all of our lives, but it's real talk, and we see it in our industry. How many artists was just killing 5 years ago? Heck, 2 years ago,
Yeah.
and we see them stand on the line when we at the Stellars, when we at certain things. They're not even being treated with any specialties. Like, wait, they were just killing. Like,
He said specialty.
there's no specialties for them, no chair, no rollout carpet for them, no extra red carpet for them. Like when they were just killing, like them, you treating them like that, it'll humble you real quick. like, listen, there's a lot of people that do what you do. Nobody could do what
Stay
you do like
humble.
you.
You ain't got to get humbled.
Yeah, you'll get humbled real fast. You get humbled real fast, but Randy, man, you are a blessing. I listen, just like we were just saying earlier, yeah, we may have thought about it a time or two, but we can't quit, bro. You special we can't quit. You can't quit, bro. You especially, we can't quit. You got so
Mm-hmm.
much work to do, brother. It's insane. And there's a you that's coming next. I told I wish Lamont Sanders was on here so he could tell you I'm not lying. But I told him years ago, Lamont Sanders. Some of you may not know him yet, but you're gonna get ready to know him. He just performed for the Stellars the other year, and he had a #1 song. But way before that, Tracy Artist introduced me and him, and we were connected, and we stayed brothers ever since. He's actually the guy who actually hosts the basketball, celebrity basketball thing
Yeah,
now.
that I keep getting jaded from. Yep, that's him.
They didn't pick you. We gonna fix that.
And when I tell you
We gonna fix that, man.
90% of the people playing can't even hoop,
They can't.
I'm a real hooper.
And
I'm a
and
real
and,
hooper.
and these coaches are horrible. So you probably wouldn't want to play for them neither, because they don't know what talent if they smack them. But anyway,
Oh,
Bishop Marvin Sapp and Jamal Bryant, we love y'all, but y'all can't coach worth a doggone. Okay, y'all need to go sit down.
oh.
They don't know no basketball. I said, Lamont, get some new coaches. These guys don't know what they're doing. Like, oh, putting in the
That's not
wrong
something
guys.
that do, though.
Yeah, putting in the wrong guys, making us lose the game. Anyway, long story short, that's my dude. And he spearheads that. I won't be at the game this year. I'll be coming after the game because of a nice promotion I got. Amen. I can't take it this year, but I'm gonna take it next.
Amen.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it the following. Don't worry, I'm gonna be there. I don't care what days I'm
Yeah.
out. But I can't come this year. But I will be at the Stellars. But I won't be at the game. You in there? Don't worry about that. But anyway, Lamont, who's the organizer for that, who put that on. The dude came into my studio um, when this was like in the beginning of Hanson Radio Station, and it was just a show at that time. I didn't have it in that station yet. It was just a show, and me and him was talking, and me and him connected. Found out he was right here in Jersey all this time. But I was like, yo, man, yo. We connected, been brothers ever since. But one of the things I told him that, like, long story short, I said, yo, bro, because he was speaking about what we speaking about, real talk. And I was like, yo, bro, I don't know why God told me to tell him this, but I said, yo, you can't quit because there's a you that's coming next that you have no idea. That's why you can't quit.
Mm.
And him and his wife looked at me in amazement and was like, what? What? Like, what? And then they told me some confirmation. It was like, yo, that's the name of, first of all, you was supposed to be the naming of his clothing line. And then what you just said, like, oh my God, that was big because that's exactly what he was feeling. I was like, yeah, I was just doing what God told me to do. It's the same message for you tonight. And I'm telling, and this was in like 4 years later. Number one, Stella, boom. Now hosting him, and he all involved with Stella's now. This wasn't even nobody even like they did not even know him like that yet. Nobody knew him. You know what I mean? But had I been like to told Tracy, I don't want him at my station. I don't like we don't I do him on the phone. I don't really know him like that. Nobody know him.
Yeah.
What if I acted like that? Some people do.
Yeah.
You're not a known commodity. There's no need to interview you. There's no need to bring you on their station like that. You know what I mean? Had I treated him like that and not showing him love because I liked it, because I genuinely like when I heard the song, I said, "Oh, this dude, yo, let's go. You fire." I know what I hear. You know what I'm saying? So it's not about what you got going on. You ain't got to do nothing to impress me. You know what I mean? I could hear you got something. I can know, Randy, there's a you coming next, bro, that you don't even know yet. It's about to be,
Mm.
it's already up. It's about to be up.
Up.
Like you said, you already wrote the song. Because you already wrote the song. You already wrote the song. That's one of my favorites besides for my good, you know what I mean? But it's really up. It's really up. Like it's really up. And you were always one of the brothers that I connected with some years ago, ever since the Strength Talks and just knowing you through passing and seeing you at certain places. I was like, yo, this dude's special. It's just like a basketball player could see special in another basketball player. It's like, yeah, he got something special.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
keep
I
going.
appreciate it, brother.
He about to hit his prime. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he about to hit. Yeah, he gonna be you something to deal with, bro. You something to deal with, and you ain't got. That's the great thing about what we do is we don't have to wait to be invited to anybody's table. We create our own.
Yeah.
We create our own table. And add more chairs to the table because they coming to sit at it.
Yes, sir.
They're coming to sit at it. How could we be a part of what? How can we be in the Randy business? How can we be in which? And those of you that are trying to do whatever, man, stop fiending for a seat at somebody else's table when God has called you to create your own table.
Yeah.
Pull up your own chairs. Trust me, they coming. If you're doing something worthwhile, they coming. Trust me.
Yeah.
If you believe in you, I want you to have that Kanye belief. Have that Kanye belief. You know what I'm saying? Dame Dash, and I love this is why I like studying those before me and studying people, whether they're in the gospel industry or not, because one of the things you don't know is Kanye had got on, yes, to Rockefeller, but Rockefeller initially wasn't paying him any mind.
Yeah.
It wasn't until he invested 30 grand of his own money. Keywords, y'all invest. You gotta invest. Gotta have something to invest. That's why you people that talk about y'all full-time musician. Listen, okay. I hope you're getting paid well doing it. Because you're gonna need a job. You're gonna need a job, you're gonna need a career. You're gonna need something to invest into what you're doing. Amen. He invested 30 grand of his own money because he was already a producer making beats for so many other artists. It wasn't until that Jesus Walks With Me music video till he invested the money in that, and that went crazy by him putting that out by himself. That now Dame and them said, yo, let's get Kanye's album out.
Yep.
The Allah, we got Kanye West. Because he dared to invest in himself.
Yeah. And believe.
Watch the Netflix special. They tell you in there. That's how it happened. Because he was signed, but they wasn't doing nothing with him. Like so many
Yep.
labels do. They'll sign you and don't do nothing with you.
They just wanted him to be a producer, basically. They said make some
Yeah.
beats and be quiet.
They didn't believe in his rapping ability. Dame told the truth. He said I was like Kanye. He said he rapped. He heard let me rap. I was like, oh, okay.
Top
It
10.
it
He's
don't
top 10.
matter, huh?
Top 10 to me.
Yeah, at all time. And some and somebody who we deem top 10 almost got overlooked. I mean, not almost. He was overlooked.
100%. Yeah. Underestimated.
Underestimated and took it for granted until he put his own money in his own pocket, out of his own pocket, and said, "Yo, I'm doing this. I don't care what y'all say. I'm going for it." Now everybody rocking with him. Jay-Z, Dame Dash, they told us the story. They tried to get everybody to sign Jay-Z. Everybody, you heard Randy when he came on, he heard more no's than anything. Lord knows I have as well. Everybody told Jay-Z no. That's why Rockefeller got started to begin with, bro. Because everybody told him no. It wasn't even supposed to be a Rockefeller. They was trying to get signed. And Lord knows if he would have got signed, we probably wouldn't have the Jay-Z we have today. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
it is what it is. It is what it is. To go for what you know, go hard and believe in your ability, whether they believe in you or not. And who are they to begin with? Who is that? Who is that? Nobody know who they are.
Yep.
Go for what you know. Randy, gonna keep bringing us great music. Tell us about what you got going on next, Brody.
We got um we got testimony service. It's
Yeah.
the EP of the documentary. We've been I feel led to um push the idea of testimony in the earth. We used to have testimony service back in the day.
We
I'm
did.
not necessarily pushing for us to start having testimony service back at our church, which I think that's a thing too, but just to make sure that we're
Dangerous.
telling of God's goodness. It is, but make sure we're telling of God's goodness. But man, when the testimony got taken away, a lot of people only testify at church, which is cool, but realistically, the world needs the testimony more than the church. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying the church don't need it. I'm just saying the world needs to hear about God's goodness. They're not being exposed to his power every Sunday, and the worship of God every Sunday. They need to give us a reason. Why do I need to serve your God? And those testimonies said they overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of their testimony. So we got testimony service coming out. We took some songs that we used to sing all the time in testimony service, and we put our own touch and spin on them. And we've got a documentary documenting some of the greatest testimonies that we've encountered, and from some great people who have grown up in the testimony service era that are, giving some encounters of what they experienced in testimony service. We got your Donald Lawrence's and some of the different artists and things like that. But we also got just the church mother who's going to tell you, baby, when I think of the goodness of Jesus and all he's done for me. So we got that going on. I've got a book. That's coming out. Um, um, we're gonna feed a bunch of homeless people and take care of a bunch of our homeless friends this
Come on,
year.
he's an
That's
author.
huh?
He's an author and he's feeding the hungry. Come on.
But
I'm coming to
that's what
get
we
me
do.
a plate.
19, man, you're not homeless. 1917 is
Are
our
you not,
our
you're
homeless.
not, you're
1917 is
not
our
homeless and
homeless
I can't eat.
initiative.
I can't eat, brother. But anyway, go ahead with your thing. I'm coming to get a plate anyway. I don't care what he said. I'm coming to get a plate anyway. Go ahead, ready with your stuff. With your stuff.
And that's something that we do year round. We take care of our brothers and
I
our
love that.
sisters who are non-sheltered homeless. Even when we tour, it's our goal every city that we go to feed or pass out hygiene packets. We do our souls to souls shoes.
True
We gave
ministry.
out all kinds of shoes. Every Thanksgiving morning, we serve the homeless with another organization. They give away food and we give away shoes. Because so that's some of the stuff that we do, and so we've got that coming out. We've got two projects musically coming out this year that we're excited to share. So that's what we're doing, brother. That's what
Yeah.
we're doing.
And that's a lot. And that's a lot to be doing. Let's
A
celebrate
lot.
greatness, man. And that's
Woo.
how you make real impact. Some of us, while you're thinking about so many other things, man, we need to be thinking about meeting people right where they are. You know what I'm saying? Meet them right where
Yep.
they are. That's how Jesus did. You know what I'm saying? He met people where they were, He didn't say, somebody didn't say I'm hungry. He said, hey, I'm gonna pray for you. Fed him.
Yeah.
Come on, come with me. Let's go. Let's make it. Let's get you up out of this rut. That's what we got to do, and that's where you could be a true disciple of Christ. I love what you're doing, brother, man.
Thank you,
Um,
brother.
tell them how they could get with you, man. Tell them how they could keep up with you and everything. Everybody know Randy, but what I mean, for the one or two person on here that may not know, how could they follow you on the IG, man, and everything?
Judah_band. Yep, you hit me on there on Facebook, Judah Band Music, and I'm on there. Our website with merchandise will be going up really soon. We've got some cool stuff, man. Testify, you know what I'm saying? Tell somebody about God's goodness for real. Like, if you don't tell your friends, your coworkers, your whatever, if you don't tell them, man, they'll never know. Like, come on, tell somebody, testify. So that's my life's commission. I'm gonna take care of our homeless brothers and sisters for the rest of my life. That's something that I committed to do before God, and I'm gonna testify. That's something I'm never gonna stop doing. So
Man, you're
yeah,
doing a Yellsman job, and we commend you. What you're doing is admirable, and it's to definitely be celebrated. And I know you don't do it to be celebrated, and that's not what it's about. But at the end of the day, we celebrate we celebrate people like you because we need more like you. Literally, I mean, it's not a joke. We really do need more like you. Um, and if it's any way that myself and my camp can help you guys add an extra plate over there or two, let me know
yes,
how I can go about that. I want to be a part of that because we need more outreach like that. So I want to help your endeavors and be a sponsor on that for you. Just let me know how I can go about that when we get offline, and I promise you, I got you. I love what
thank
you're
you, bro.
doing, brother. Thank you again for thinking it not robbery to just take out your time on a Tuesday night where we could be you know, watching love and hip hop or something. Or doing anything. Oh, I'm
Yes,
sorry, I
sir.
mean
And I'm
doing
gonna see you
ministry.
Monday, huh?
Monday. What happened Monday?
I'm gonna see you Monday, right? You got a big
Yeah, I'm
performance,
in
brother.
Chicago. You just threw me off
Yeah.
right now. I said, we gonna play basketball? I said, you down already? You ready? I said, ready to play now. I said, come on, dog. You coming to New York? But anyway,
And
yeah, Monday I will be seeing Randy in Chicago. Those of you that in the Rockford area, the Illinois area, Chicago area, come on over to Rockford for the Soul Wars. It's gonna be crazy. Yours truly is performing that night. We're gonna be singing one of the new singles coming out, featuring my dear friend and brother Jason Claiborne. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. Randy gonna be there. We're gonna have a good time, man. I wish they had a Waffle House out there. Then I'm thinking about it. I'm so mad about
was
that.
last year we didn't have nowhere to eat, did it?
No, when
They
it
said,
ended, no.
yeah, when it ended, man, it was pretty bad.
I had to grab some bull crap. But I think I'm going to I'm gonna do what I do every year though before I go. I'm gonna hit you up when I'm in get out there because I gotta be at there for sound check. So I'm gonna see where you at. But that's a talk for offline. I got you. But either way, did you ever try what's the name of that place? Georgie, I always go there. What's the name of the place? The deep dish pizza?
Oh, Giordani's
Giordani's. I always go there.
in Rockford. They got one in Rockford.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, they have a few of them. They have a
Oh,
few
I
of
didn't
them.
know that.
Yeah, where I be at? I be in Rockford. Do I be in Rockford? What before? Because
They
I
had them when
stay,
it was closed.
I stay closer to the airport. I never go. I don't stay on the side where the award show is at. I stay closer to the airport.
So
You
you
know,
back in Chicago?
no, that's not really. I fly into O'Hare. Is that
That's
Chicago?
Chicago, bro.
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah,
Yeah, so that's why I'm by.
yeah.
So
I'm
that's why I'm
like,
by it. Yeah, so I'll be
okay,
in
yeah.
Chicago.
There's definitely one by over there. I've stayed over there. I was in and out of Chicago every week.
Oh,
But yeah,
oh yeah. So that I hit them up real quick. So I
oh yeah,
mean,
that's popping.
so
So
what else they
you
got?
drive from
Huh?
Rockford don't have nothing open. I was talking to our great producer about that yesterday. He said there might be a soul food joint that's going to stay open till after the show, but Rockford, there's nothing open.
No, my assistant is in the chat. Uh, Mo, we went someplace last year. Put in the chat where that place was at. Or just text me. There was a restaurant that we went to after the show last year that was pretty good.
Denny's.
I can't remember the name. Man, I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name, but it had some decent food.
IHOP.
But anyway,
IHOP.
it wasn't no IHOP. I am not going to Illinois to do no IHOP because I can do that here. But anyway, y'all keep up with us. Myself and Randy will be back from an IHOP near you, telling you about the food.
Going on IHOP tour. IHOP tour.
We're gonna go on an IHOP tour after the Rockford because there don't be nothing to eat out there. But luckily I did find a restaurant last year. But anyway, we're gonna see if we can find that spot. Anyway, we're gonna connect while we down there. Until y'all can follow me also on Instagram, Trevone Perry _ Trevone Perry on Facebook. Remember to live in purpose, on purpose, for the purpose God has on your life. We love you. We out. Peace.
Hello.
Keep the love coming, family. Love all of y'all, man. Good night, y'all.